Hello, this is Leslie Lee, and welcome to Simply Tarot, where I give intuitive advice to empower your life. This is a pick your card reading where we'll look at 2020, the year 2020, and see what major themes you'll be encountering during that year. As always, these are cards 1, cards 2, and cards 3. Go ahead and pick the cards or the crystal that you're most connected with, and that message is meant for you. As always, the timestamps are in the description area below for your convenience. And we'll start with cards 1. If you pick cards 1, let's see what the year 2020 and its themes have for you. You have Desert Passage, Nine of Pentacles, Between Worlds, and Bask. Absorb the energy around you. Okay, let's make sure you can see this. All right, so Desert Passage card says, trust there's a divine plan. Okay, so with these cards, I am getting the feeling that you're going to be mostly content with your life, with your goals, with the things that you are involved in 2020. I see contentment in the Nine of Pentacles, especially with career, with work, with money. Things are going to be pretty stable for you. I also feel that you are going to be in a phase where you're picking up information, you're learning, you're training, you're gathering knowledge. You might be getting information from a teacher, a guru, an instructor, that sort of thing. I do feel like there is a time of respite here for you to gain knowledge and gain wisdom in one area or another. Now, the Between Worlds card shows that you are transitioning. And I do feel most of this transition is with what you are learning. You're gathering your skills. You're building upon those skills and your talents. And this whole phase for you is about picking up that information so you could apply it later in the year or later in your life. Between Worlds can also represent you leaving a situation that you feel was quite negative or wasn't helping you grow in one way or another. It kind of was stagnant, it wasn't going anywhere, or it was holding you back, like an area where there was lots of obstacles and, things on your path that wasn't letting you progress. Well, you're leaving that and going into something new, something fresh. You're going into something more clear for yourself, and you're finding your way. You're finding the path that is meant for you. So I do feel like this is a lot about learning, gathering your strength, gathering your knowledge so you can move forward on a better path. I feel this way also because with the Bask card, it says absorb the energy around you. And this is letting you know that you are gaining something. You are in the middle of an area in your life where you are absorbing information, absorbing your talents and skills, absorbing your environment and the atmosphere and your experiences and holding on to that so you could apply it to something later in the year or later in your life. I get a lot of this intuition as well. You're getting a lot of spiritual messages. You're getting a lot of synchronicities. You're getting a lot of information around you that the universe is asking you to absorb and retain, hold on to, so you could apply it later in life to whatever you are working on at this time. So it could be with work, which I see with the Nine of Pentacles. It could be with, your money, saving, spending, investing. It could be with your household, with your relationships, with your family, with building upon your household, making things so you're content at home, finding what makes you comfortable in your home, in your work environment, in your office, in your sanctuary, that sort of thing. And Desert Passage says trust that there's a divine plan. So things may feel like it's slow moving during this year. It may feel like things aren't moving as quick, or things aren't happening as fast, or opportunities aren't approaching as fast as you would like. But like I said, this is all about building upon your knowledge, building upon your experience, building upon your skills. So this is going to be a slower moving year. So whatever you're going through and the path you're taking and the road and the route you're going down, you could absorb and gather all that knowledge, gather all the things that the universe is throwing along your path for betterment, so you can advance at a later time. But overall, I do see contentment. Overall, I do see stability. And overall, I do see a lot of balance, a lot of satisfaction when it comes to money, work, business, career, and the home life as well. So let's move on to cards 2. All right. If you pick cards 2, let's see what the year 2020 has in store for you in regards to your themes. You have Finding Sanctuary, 5 of Pentacles, Breathe, and Blossom. Become something more. Now with these cards, I do feel a sense of going inward. Now with Finding Sanctuary, that card reminds me of the Hermit card. It's about going within to help with your spirituality, to help with your intuition, to help with the things surrounding you in your day-to-day life, in your environment, in your atmosphere, to help you see things clearly, with more clarity. This says opening to your spiritual source. So I do feel like there's a lot here about evolving spiritually, evolving intellectually, evolving when it comes to your intuition and understanding how you work with the world around you, how things are being interpreted through you, how you see the world, how the world is helping change you and advance you in a way. And I do feel advancement is a big theme for you because with the Blossom card here, it says become something more. So spiritual advancement would be very important for you in the year 2020. I see that with the Breathe card as well. As you can see, she's meditating. She's going within. She's taking a moment of respite. She's resting. She's resting her mind so she could connect spiritually. And with the 5 of Pentacles, I do feel like this is a way of rest too. This is a way of looking at resting as well. Now, 5 in numerology represents change as well. So I see that there are going to be a big change within you. This can be a change that you see manifest financially, within your job, within your career, within your business. Anything to do with finance, with money. I see that this is going to be a time of respite so change can happen. A time of taking a break, a time of stepping back, and also a way of acknowledging the help, assistance, and aid that is coming in your life at this time so you could move on to something bigger, so you could put that work and put that investment into something that will give you greater gains in the future or later in this year. With the 5 of Pentacles, I do feel like this is a time for you to take a break from the usual and to look at things in a different light, to look at things in a way you haven't saw them before, and maybe also not only look at things differently, but to go within, to look at your subconscious, to spend time with yourself, to develop your intuition, to develop your spirituality, to look at things in a more spiritual light. Doesn't necessarily mean religious, just understanding that the universe is working with you in one way or another. Look at the synchronicities that are surrounding you. Look at the things that seem to be coincidences but aren't. It's signs and way of leading you down the correct path. Definitely growing when it comes to your inner self and your spirituality. Dreaming. Your dreams are going to be important as well. You might want to look at dream interpretation. You might want to have a dream journal and write down your dreams. Write down what you feel and what you see and the colors and the numbers and the symbols that you get when you're dreaming, because all this is helping you advance in one way or another. Now, the 5 of Pentacles talks about money. And like I said, a lot of this can be a theme for you: money, job, career, and preparing you for a big change. Like I said, the 5 cards are all about change, and I do feel like something more would be coming in for you when it comes to your finances and your career. You just have to open yourself up to those changes and prepare yourself for those changes. And what you should prepare yourself for is definitely the spiritual side, the inner growth, the confidence, the independence, that sort of thing, because this is where you'll see the greatest change in your life during 2020. I want to pick another card just to get a little bit more clarity on the Five of Pentacles. All right, we have Eight of Swords. So this lets me know that there is going to be a change. You're going to break out of what you felt you were confined in. You're going to break out of what you felt was holding you back. Any obstacles, anything on your path that made you feel like things weren't going in the way you wanted them to go. It's time to break out of that. So in 2020, this year, it's about looking at your past and seeing what you need to adjust, what you need to tweak, what you need to change in order for this major change to take place, in order for this advancement to happen in your life. And for a lot of you, I do feel that this change has to be first done within. I do really feel like you're doing a lot of inner work, a lot of work on your personality, on your body, on your mentality, the way you think, the way you behave, things to do with who you are and how you could advance that, working with your spirituality as well. You know, your belief systems may change. The things you once held on to as gospel truth may change. You may start to see things differently. You may start to believe in different things. You may start to open yourself up to new things in your world, in your life, in your environment that will help you change and advance and go to where you feel the most comfortable and the most confident. So I see that is a major theme for you. Change, definitely. So let's move on to card 3. All right. If you pick cards 3, let's see what the year 2020 has in store for you and your major themes. All right, you have Journey by Moonlight, King of Chalices, New Life, and Go Within. Explore your emotional self. And this is interesting because there's a lot here to do with your emotions. The King of Chalices, or the King of Cups, represents emotions. The cups and the water represents emotion. Journey by Moonlight, it says believe in magic. The moon represents emotion as well. It represents intuition. And with her sitting on the shore, looking out among that water, represents emotion. New life, it talks about having something new happen when it comes to your emotional life. So I do feel a lot of this has to do with the emotions, and for a lot of you it's also to do with romance, love, and your connection with other people. I feel like there is going to be some major offer for you in 2020, and this could do with romance. It could be something to do with a partnership, a partner in love interest, that sort of thing. These cards are asking you to embrace what is coming in for you when it comes to partnerships. Now, this can be a business partnership because I do see that with the King of Chalices, that it's like a meeting of sorts, a mentorship happening, talking about a business deal or preparing you for a major change in business. This can also be the same kind of preparation in love. You may have talks of advancement in love or in your relationship. You may have new people come into your life that are forming friendships or close bonds or tight-knit groups that you could trust and believe in, that are helping you advance in one way or another. Community, that's the word I'm receiving, community. Journey by Moonlight is also asking you to trust your emotions, to trust your instinct. When you're meeting new people, when something feels right, when something feels good, when this person feels like a connection, when this person feels like a twin flame or soulmate or someone who you could, have in your life for a long, long time that will help benefit you and be significant in your romance, in your, home life, in your businesses. If this feels good to you, go with that. They want you, the universe wants you to connect with what feels good to you, to, hold on to what feels good emotionally. Where your heart is filled, follow that. Where your heart is leading you, go with that. Where your heart fills with love and warmth, that's a sign for you that this may be a good investment. This is a relationship you want to invest in. This is a partnership you want to invest in. This is something you want to hold on to or create a stronger bond with. And that's what the universe is trying to tell you with these cards. A new life also signifies newness coming in 2020. I feel like 2020 in itself is a time of great change for a lot of you. It's time to embrace change. It's time to embrace newness. It's time to embrace new things, you know, go down a different direction, open yourself up to different ideologies, different things, different beliefs, different people, relationships. Look in a direction you didn't think you would be interested in. Look down a different path where you thought you probably didn't belong. Because I do feel a sense of community here and of welcoming you in and of doing something new and fresh that will benefit you, even if you thought before that you didn't have any place among this community or in this crowd. So it's definitely a feeling of being welcome into something new when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love, when it comes to being social or a social community. Now, this card right here, explore your emotional self, go within. This can actually talk about meditation or exploring your spiritual self or even going within subconsciously. But I do feel like this is mostly asking you to break out of your shell, to explore who you are, to become more comfortable with who you are, and to, you know, be your authentic self and show your authentic self to the world, because this is what will connect you with people and relationships that will help you grow and that will help you celebrate who you are. And I see that with the new life here. If you look closely, she is breaking out of her shell. There is a shell here, like she's been hatched from an egg. And it's telling you to embrace who you are, emotionally and otherwise. To feel it, to know that you're doing your best, to know that you are looking your best, to know that you are being and presenting your best, and to feel it, to live it, to show others who you are, who you actually are, and to stand up with confidence, you know, to show your strength through who you are and who you really are and embrace that. So there's a lot here about, you know, being emotional, showing your emotional side, being authentic to your emotional self, being authentic to who you are, to sharing yourself amongst others, to bonding, to opening yourself up socially, to finding yourself in the community of among people you could trust, among people who are genuine, and definitely doing something new in regards to love and relationships and you know, social life. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your likes, for your comments, for connecting in all the ways you do. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all your support. I will have more videos like this for you soon, and I'll definitely see you soon.